All right, Monk Mode Mastermind crew, welcome back. So for day 2, what I wanted to do was just touch on last month's book. I wanted to rehash it before we dive into The Rational Male. The Rational Male is a total mind shift. It's not focused on the things of what we learned last month. It's completely different, completely novel and new, but it's, I think, the next step that we need to take. I think it'll bring us closer together and formulate a similar mindset, and we can discuss about that further down the line of this month. So The One Thing was an incredible book. It is an incredible book, and when I first read that, it revolutionized the way that I was going to look at my life. I've had many days where I'm not sure what to do, and I just plan it out by filling it up with things to do. And there's a quote in that book by Henry David Thoreau that says, "It's not good enough to be busy. The ants are busy." Right? It's doing the thing that counts. Gary Keller says that success is about doing the right thing, not about doing everything right. And so there's about 3 to 4 main takeaways that I just wanted to briefly discuss with you here, and just to sort of refresh your mind, condense the book into a couple minutes. And so the first one was the Pareto principle. And this is an actual observable law. It's the law of 80-20. 20% of the things you do are the result of 80% of the outcome. So 80% of your outcome is the result of what the 20% that you're doing in your life. And so if you're not getting the results that you want, you have to take the time to look at the 20%. For instance, if you are in sales, a huge part of sales is making calls, cold calling, sending emails, sending text messages, and taking up. So there's about 4 things. Now, if you're not doing those 4 things, I've realized, you're going to be at the bottom of the totem pole. But maybe 2 of those 4 are more important than the other 2. For instance, people don't really look at their emails as quickly as they look at their text messages. People can miss a phone call from a random number, but people don't miss out on text messages. And so in my store, it's a very niche brand. People are not coming in all day, and when they do come in, the closing ratio goes through the roof. People are there to buy, especially in wintertime. No one's coming into a mini dealership just to look on a blizzard-filled day. It's like, no, man, that person is there to buy, and you better be ready. And so the 2 most important things that I could be doing are text messaging, I've realized, and taking the ups, being quick, so that the other sales guys, when someone's walking up, I'm up, I'm ready, I'm not lethargic, I'm not laying back in my chair, but I'm ready to approach, I'm ready to greet, and I'm ready to make that sale. So that is sort of narrowing down the one thing for me, figuring out the 20%, the most important 20%. And then from there, you can even narrow it down more. What am I doing in my life? What kind of results is it giving me? Are you trying to lose weight? Well, let me tell you, man, the biggest way you're going to lose weight, maybe you think it's cardio. It's not cardio. It's in the kitchen. It's what you're doing in the kitchen that matters. That is going to make you see your abs. That's the one thing you got to get right. So if you're doing 2 hours of cardio a day, yeah, you're probably going to lose some weight. But you know what? If you're going to McDonald's and you're not planning your week ahead of like, okay, I'm at work and I can eat this now. I got these apples I can eat. It's like you're gonna feel pretty shitty because you're not hitting your macronutrients, your micronutrients, and then your macronutrients is just all over the place. So your food, getting right food, and maybe counting your macros is the 20% that is going to make everything else better. It's not even hitting the workouts all the time, but maybe you should take that into consideration to be consistent. But I'm telling you, if that's your goal, well, maybe it's those 2 things. And so it's looking at what is the most important, but really, what is the most important? And I don't know what that is for your life. Maybe you're studying law, you want to become a doctor. Well, then you tell me. You tell me what you want. Maybe you're writing a book. So maybe every day, it's not about just getting hyped up and watching a bunch of videos about sitting down, writing for 8 hours a day and knocking out a book in a month. No, maybe for you, it's just sitting down. Like Stephen Pressfield said, he's like, for the author, for the man that's writing, it's not the writing that's hard. You know how to write. It's sitting down in your chair and starting to write. That's the hardest thing. And so the 80-20 principle will revolutionize your life if you begin to take an area or overall 20,000 feet above the air. Look, okay, I want better relationships. I want to have sex. I need to talk to multiple women. I need to say hi to multiple women. That's the one thing I could do. I need to say hi to 100 people. What if that's the odds? And that's your gain. You one in every 99. So you have a huge failure rate, but you're closing some, right? That's what you have to do. Okay? And so you go throughout your life. Health, wealth, love, happiness, friendship, technology. It's like, man, there's so much you can apply this principle to. So take the time to do that. The next thing that really stuck with me was discipline. Discipline. And I think that we often look at discipline as just something, I need to be disciplined. We hear about this Navy SEAL, Jocko Willink. A lot of you have heard his podcast. The guy wakes up at like 3:30 every morning, 4 o'clock. It's like, why are you waking up at 3:30 in the morning? For you, why would you do that? Just to be disciplined? Or is it an answer to the problem that you're having? Is it going to solve the problem of being able to live a better life, being able to make more money, being able to be more fruitful? Or is it just discipline for the sake of pig-headed discipline? Because I tell you what, a lot of us, like, you got to have a reason that you go on NoFap. We're doing the NoFap challenge. Why are you on NoFap? Why are you reading? Why are you waking up early? Okay, so you have to have a big enough why, and the how will follow. If you go in with just discipline, to be disciplined because your parents taught you it was good to be disciplined, and because the world likes disciplined men and women, or maybe you went to the army and you learned discipline. Discipline is to be used to develop habits that benefit your life. It's not just good enough to live a disciplined life. I know we've been sold that. We think that discipline is the answer. You select where you put your discipline. You select disciplining yourself on a Sunday afternoon to go to the grocery store and buy groceries for the week. You select discipline to wake up at 6 a.m. instead of 7, so that now you have a chance to go to the gym instead of just waking up and having to go right to work. That's why we use discipline, for that reason. And so from there, the third rule from the one thing is about your ability to multitask. You don't have one. You can't multitask efficiently. It's said in the book that people that often consider themselves great multitaskers are actually terrible at doing both of the things they're multitasking at. People that multitask very often, and I'm sure you know a lot of bosses and CEOs that do this. And the one thing that's holding them back is that their attention is split between two separate focal points. You can only hone in on a certain amount of bits per second, per thought. You're only taking in me right now. You're not really reading the North Face. You're not looking at what those books are back there. No, you're taking in my words, my hand gestures, and the meaning of the message. Okay? But when you split that focus, you start to think that tasks take longer than they normally do. So in the morning, when you're trying to get ready for work, it's much better if you brush your teeth than trying to brush your teeth, put your damn shirt on, put your shoes on, and then trip and you choke on your damn toothbrush, right? It's better just to do one thing at a time and commit fully to that one thing. Focus, get it done with precision. That's what it's about. Don't split up the focus. And more than ever, it's easy to split it up because we have cell phones that are constantly distracting us. One of the greatest things I've done for my life is use airplane mode, silent mode. When I go to work, silent mode. My phone is a Samsung. It does this thing where it flashes at nighttime when I'm sleeping. It's like, dude, I can't wake up and be checking my phone at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's a straight shot to being a little more dumb as I wake up in the morning. I cannot do that. I will not do that. I will not let my life be manipulated by my technology. It's that simple. This is a device that I have mastery over, not mastery over me. And so entering the fourth rule, and that is one of willpower. And this one is very cool because what it tells us is that we have a reserve of energy, but it is limited. It is limited. It's a bar you can picture, and it starts filled. It's almost like your glycogen stores, right? When you work out, you carb up, you got all this glycogen you can use, you can go crazy in the gym. But then it depletes, and then you feel tired, your blood sugar's low. Now you need more to be revived, okay? That's like willpower. It's a tank, and your tank is usually filled in the morning, okay? And some people need to eat. Some people need to replenish in the morning. And you can replenish by getting a good night's sleep, by drinking enough water, by eating healthy food. That's all ways to keep your bar at the maximum. But the greatest time that you have willpower is in the morning hours, the wee hours. So that's another a testament to discipline at waking up early. With willpower, you can select when you have the most of it, you can get the work done. The things that are hard need to be done when this is full. Because if you're going to work and you have this much willpower because you already said no to the Oreos in your cabinet, you already had to take the kids to school and listen to them screaming, your wife's gone, you had to change diapers, and then you want to work, it's like, dude, that is a recipe for failure. Stephen King, when he was writing his books, it lays out his routine. From 8 to 12 p.m. he would write 4 hours. And then after those 4 hours, he could do whatever he wanted. This is the greatest way. It's called deep work, setting aside a time that you can dive deep into your work, that you can focus without distractions, and you can use the amount of willpower that you have to get the most important thing done, the one thing done. Nothing else in your life is going to give you greater results than if you can learn to focus your time and your energy. Where the energy goes, the focus flows. Okay? And that's it. That's it. I'm trying to apply all those principles to my life. I want that to be a part of my being. I want that to be a part of the way that I approach every day in my work, in my relationships, with my energy. How do I use my time? That's how you do it. Those 4 things, all right? The Pareto principle, 80-20. What was the second one? The second one was your discipline. Use it selectively. Use it to build good habits. And then let those habits transform your life. The third one is the law that you cannot multitask. It is a myth. Do not try to split your attention. And the fourth one is use your willpower without draining it first. Use it when you need it most. Set up your life like that, and I guarantee you we're going to have a fantastic month. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.